And as you can see, there are deep cracks in her windshield, on top of the car, in the back of the car. It's very damaged, and DC Fire say that nobody was hurt, thankfully.
Make sure to turn on your TVs tonight to tune in to an amazing match. Right now, we're here at the Audi Fields, and we're going to be watching the USA Men's Rugby 15 compete against Scotland. And then our last question, how do I know if there's a gas leak? The primary indicator is that pungent odor. However, a gas detector is another tool that alerts homeowners of a gas leak inside. When school is not in session, kids who have been relying on school lunches can now turn to an EBT program. Prosecutors say they would like to upgrade that second-degree murder charge to a first-degree murder charge. The judge has ordered that Sewell be held without bond. Today I'm here with Giovanna Uriola at the Culotta shop on 14th and T Street. And today you just found out that you won the hottest sandwich shop, fan favorites. How does it feel? Just like humans, trees can get stressed too. But when they stress, they fall.
Apparently it was a dead tree and just died on top of her car and caused a lot of damage, unfortunately.
Susan Deniston has lived in Glover Park for 34 years. She says this isn't the first time she's witnessed a tree falling in her neighborhood.
And occasionally, about every couple of years, you'll look down the street and there'll be a tree across the street.
Right now, we are standing by this car, which actually was hit by a falling branch. The woman that has this car witnessed it, and as you can see, there are deep cracks in her windshield, on top of the car, in the back of the car. It's very damaged, and DC Fire say that nobody was hurt, thankfully. After 4 consecutive days of 100+ degree weather and no rain, these conditions are affecting trees all around the district. Just last week, a limb fell and killed a woman who was walking in Garfield Park in southeast D.C. According to Thomas Spencer, owner of the Heart of Wood Tree Services, this could keep happening as the climate changes.
Obviously, we're a small speck and we don't know exactly what things are going to do. Hopefully, they're not going to continue the way they have been, I would hope.
Spencer says excessive growth in one area of the tree, discoloration of leaves, and holes in the trunk could mean a tree is rotting.
So the tree continues to grow on the outside, but inside, if we had X-ray vision, we would be able to see that the inside it might be hollow.
Matthew Morrison, urban forester and arborist with the National Park Service, says nutrients are key for tree health and growth.
When there's a lack of rain, soil dries out, and it's hard for the tree to transfer its nutrients.
Liv Wood, News 4. The murder of a parole agent is bringing up concerns about safety when performing routine residence checks. 33-year-old probation officer Davis Martinez was sent to 54-year-old Emmanuel Sewell's home to verify his Chevy Chase address. Montgomery County State's Attorney John McCarthy says neighbors heard the agent knock on the door, but never saw him leave.
I think we as a community owe a responsibility to protect all public safety individuals who are trying to keep us safe in the community.
When Martinez didn't return, his co-workers called police. According to new court documents, officers found Martinez in the fetal position, wrapped in multiple plastic bags and hidden underneath a bed in Sewell's apartment. Sewell was recently released from prison after serving a sexual assault sentence. All checks for parole and probation agents have been paused since Martinez's death. Now, union officials like Renika Robinson are voicing their concerns.
Would you feel safe going to someone's house who has, a violent offense and you have, pepper spray and a bulletproof vest?
Robinson says Martinez was not originally assigned to Sewell's case, but performed the checks for another agent who was concerned for her safety. Prosecutors say they would like to upgrade that second-degree murder charge to a first-degree murder charge. The judge has ordered that Sewell be held without bond. In Rockville, Liv Wood, News 4. As Vice President Kamala Harris joins the 2024 presidential race, we spoke to Gen Z voters to ask for their reactions, and they say that the upcoming election is going to be exciting.
I think that things are pretty crazy.
It's a little crazy.
It's definitely kind of crazy.
The 2024 election cycle is not only welcoming a new Democrat candidate, but also a new wave of Gen Z voters. Young voters in the mix come with new ideas they want brought to the table.
I feel like a lot of times when they're up there debating, they're not talking about things that I want to know about.
Young voters are excited for the upcoming election, but for two very different reasons. For Gen Z Democrats, Vice President Harris could be the missing piece to secure the win.
I think we need something new. We need a woman to rule this nation.
I'm definitely more excited to vote now.
Yeah.
I'm more excited to vote for Kamala. I was gonna vote for Biden, but it wasn't exciting.
Yeah. On the other side, Gen Z Republicans say Vice President Harris could be the Democrat Party's downfall.
I really do think that Kamala Harris was probably one of the worst picks that the party could have made.
Our country has been completely destroyed, has been damaged to the point of no return. That's why we need common sense back into this nation.
Climate change is one of many issues Gen Z Democrat voters in the district care about.
LGBTQ rights, abortion, definitely the Supreme Court.
I care about education. I care about gun safety laws. I think that's a really big one since we've grown up with school shootings.
Luke Brown is the treasurer of the American University College Republicans Club. He says he is excited to vote for former President Trump, whose policies towards immigration and the economy resonate with him.
His administration and what he did in his first 4 years provide a stark contrast compared to the America that we see under Joe Biden, which is a failing nation.
According to Tufts University, 41 million members of Gen Z will be able to vote in the 2024 election. In 2020, NBC News exit polls found Gen Z made up 9% of all voters, 65% voting for President Biden. Appealing to younger voters could be the difference between a win and a loss in the presidential race. Liv Wood, News 4. Lebanon is one of the largest cities without a homeless shelter in New Hampshire, and now local leaders are trying to change that. The number of unhoused people in 2023 in Grafton County is more than 6 times larger than the year before. Kathy Gobin lives in West Lebanon and is no stranger to seeing homeless people while walking down the street. She knows firsthand how unaffordable living here has become.
You see them coming and going from the Haven. You see them carrying all their gear from their whatever camping spot that they were using for that night. And once you fall into a place like that, it's really hard to get out.
Gobin says she and her neighbors are facing challenges as the cost of living in New Hampshire continues to rise.
It's atrocious. It's almost impossible just to make ends meet, working full time.
The deputy city manager of Lebanon, David Brooks, says there is a $400,000 property available that could become a new shelter. The lot would need to have access to food, transportation, and other day-to-day necessities.
The issue of homelessness, the issue of housing in general is definitely at the forefront for the community.
Brooks says the goal for the city is to have the shelter open in the winter to give people a warm place to stay during the coldest months of the year. For WMUR, I'm Liv Wood.